All right, guys, so we've got a 2013 Camaro, and about a year and a half ago, my wife had hit a curb and bent this front lower control arm significantly. I've got the video. I'll put it up in the upper right corner if you want to see how bent that actually was. So I replaced this. Now, that rear lower, this one here, it appeared to be perfect. I mean, still when I look at it, I don't see any evidence that it's bent. But the other day I was putting rotors and pads on this, and I noticed before I pulled the wheel off, I was just checking to see how tight the suspension was in the steering equipment, and there was some play. So I got to looking, and let me see if I can show you. I should have done this before I pulled the tire off for you, but let me get the camera set up here, and I'm going to see if I can get a good picture of the play in this rear lower ball joint. Now this car, it's kind of a weird setup. Let me get that light out of your face there. If you look, this car actually has two lower ball joints. It's got one here, and it's got one here. So you could have play in either one, I guess. And let me see if I can get a shot here. So what I'm assuming happened is once you hit that curb, it damaged this lower ball joint. So I'm going to try to see if you can see that. I don't know how that's coming through. With the wheel on, it feels even worse than that. So I don't know how that's going to be, but we're changing it anyway, and it looks like it's going to be pretty simple. You've got this one bolt here, that nut. Of course, I'm going to have to, what I plan on doing is just hitting that with either a hammer or my air hammer and knocking that ball joint loose. You could also hit right here with a hammer. Would probably shock it loose. But anyway, the nice thing about it is all three of the nuts, the bolt, and the nut on the ball joint is 21 millimeter. So I've got my favorite wrench right here. These Milwaukees are absolutely awesome. If you don't have a set of them, get you a set. And then, of course, as usual, anytime I'm doing any kind of work, I have my entire impact socket set laying out. That way it's just within a hand's reach of whatever socket I need. But anyway, let me get set up here, and we're going to get this thing knocked out of here. All right, so I'm just going to come in here. I've got my wrench to back this bolt up on this side, and then I'm going to come in here with my little Nano, and we're going to knock that out. Oh, that's the way I like it right there. Now I'm just going to come in right here. Pop that loose. And first I'll try to knock it out of there with a hammer. If I can't, then let's see if I can get this out of your way. If I can't, then I'll hit it with the air hammer. Here's my trupper, I guess. Found this on the side of the road. American hickory. Nice little hammer for being found on the side of the road. I'm sure someone's probably still kind of sick about that. So I'm just going to beat straight down on top of this and see if we can knock it out of here. That's got a grease zerk fitting. The new one does not. So I'm not real happy about that. The new one is also significantly lighter weight than this. I'm assuming that's factory, but I don't know. No, well. I don't know what's going to be best to do first, so I'll just go ahead and put this in loose so it's kind of up there out of my way. Just kind of pushing inboard on it. That looks pretty close. There we go. I think it's that one. Back up the bolt side. Now if you look on top of this, you've got a hex. So now I'm going to put this on with an impact, and an impact to normally zip it up without having to back it up. If you're doing this with just hand tools, you're probably going to have to put a wrench on this to back it up while you spin the big nut on. And I don't know, I think that nut maybe the next size bigger. Yeah. So the aftermarket nut is 22 millimeters. That's all there is to that game. Turn this light off. If you need a nice little work light, absolutely nice, you got. And so you keep this in your car, and it's got plus and minus here so you can dim it or brighten it. Anyway, we're done. Oh, this is real funny. Obviously this hub, I'm gonna have to look this up to see what else this hub fits, because the reason these splines are in here is for either an all-wheel drive, a front-wheel drive, or a four-wheel drive vehicle. So obviously on this Camaro, there's not an option for front-wheel drive. So these hubs obviously are also for something else. I just think it's kind of funny that they use a hub off of something that's either front-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Anyway, we're done. 2013 Camaro. Make sure you use a jack stand just to be on the safe side, because you do have to kind of get up underneath there kind of deep. And yeah, we're done. Put the wheel back on. Be back on the road. You may, depending on what kind of differences in manufacturing the aftermarket one has compared to the factory one, this may actually throw your alignment off a little bit, so you're going to want to have your alignment checked. So if your steering wheel is off, if it was perfectly centered to start with and now it's off a little bit, that means your alignment has shifted a little bit, and you don't want your tires to have abnormal wear because of it. So you need to make sure that you get your alignment checked. Anyway, we're done. You guys take care.